Hello everybody, it's your boy Redstone Ix here and welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's video we are going to be checking out the brand new Minecraft 1.21.5 update that just came out a few days ago, which is called the Spring to Life update, which adds in some new blocks, new item textures, new variants for certain mobs, and other things as well. Now, this is actually the third update to add in new stuff since the last one, which was a couple months ago, called the Garden Awakens update, which added the new mob, the Krieking, and the Pale Gardens biome and that sort of thing. Now, before we get into all the things that are in this update, you know the drill. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss another video. Apart from that, guys, let's get into today's video. Okay guys, so first things first, we're gonna go over a couple of new changes before we get into the major stuff. The ones in front of me and also the ones behind me as well. Starting with, we got some new village and structure maps. And as you can see, I got cartographers from different villages, and there is a reason for that. So, cartographers from different village types will sell 2 different types of village/structure maps, as well as different banner colors. For the map trades, they must be an apprentice level, so that's what they all are. So as you can see, these are the trades that you can get in terms of the new maps, which actually I'll open this chest for. So the new maps are Savannah Village Map, Taiga Village Map, hopefully I said that correctly, Jungle Explorer Map, Plains Village Map, Swamp Explorer Map, Snowy Village Map, and Desert Village Map. And as you can see, the typical trade for that is like 8 emeralds and a compass to get the different maps for this one. Same thing with this one. Same thing with this one. And same thing for this one. And by the way, there is a chance that they can change their prices if you do enough trades with them. I've seen it before when I've cycled through their trades. And again, for the banner cars, they need to be... Oh, actually, I didn't mention that yet. For the different banner cars, they must be expert level. So not the next level, but the level after that. That's when they become expert. So anyway, that's that. Oh, and one thing I should mention is that the maps will only show you those structures and villages if they're nearby. If they're very far away, then, well, it could take you a while to find the right direction, but you guys know the drill with maps anyway. Okay, so, the other thing we got is better wandering trader trades. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So wandering traders now have better prices, more trades, and a larger amount of stock for the many items they have. They will also buy basic supplies off players in exchange for emeralds. And here are some of the items that they can buy off you. And by the way, they can only buy 2 of the following items: water bottle, water bucket, milk bucket, fermented spider eye, baked potato, and hay bale. And they also have a chance of selling these 3 types of items along with their previous trades. Actually, hold on, let me clear the weather real quick. So anyway, so the new types of things they can trade are different types of logs from different trees, an enchanted iron pickaxe with random enchantments, and a potion of invisibility, just like what they use if it rains or if it's nighttime. So like with this guy, as you see here, he sells like 8 oak logs for 1 emerald. And also you can trade like a water bottle and milk bucket for a good amount of emeralds. And look at this one, a Fortune 1, Efficiency 3, and Unbreaking 3 enchanted iron pickaxe. Like, that's a crazy enchantment to get for a starter pickaxe. It is for 17 emeralds, but considering the enchantments you get on this one, that's pretty good price. And again, the enchantments of the iron pickaxe will be random, so it will not be the same ones. And then this guy, you can give him a water bucket and baked potato for a good amount of emeralds. A potion of invisibility that will last for 8 minutes, and that's really good, especially if it's worth 5 emeralds. And you can also get 8 dark oak logs for 1 emerald, which is not bad. Especially if you're not in that particular biome either. Okay, so that's pretty much what we got to show for these two types of changes, so now we're going to move on to some of the major stuff. So let's go. Okay guys, so now we're going to move on to this big farmland that I built here, and for the purpose of today's video, you can call me Farmer Redstone at your service. And the reason being for this farm setting is because, well, this update is more centered around the different variants for certain farm animals, which I'll get into a little later in this video. So we're first going to head over to, the stuff in this house and go over a couple more changes that are in this update. So welcome to the house of Farmer Redstone. So the first thing we got is new wolf sound variants. And what I mean by that is that some of the wolves will sound a bit differently. Oh, as you heard there for a second here, like this one in particular is the one that makes the new noises, which I'm going to go over more details right now. So for the new wolf sound variants, we got 6 of them, in which every wolf will have a sound variant randomly assigned from the 7 variants. And it's also important to note that the texture variance of a wolf does not matter. Meaning, it doesn't matter if your wolf looks like the regular one, which is the one on the right, or if it looks like some of the new textured ones from a previous update, if that makes sense. So the first one is called Classic, which is actually the regular noises for the Minecraft wolf before this update came, in which you have ones for ambient, hurt, death, growl, whine, and pant. And of course, all the new sound variants will also have the 6 different sound effects for ambient, hurt, death, growl, whine, and pant noises. So the new variants we got are big, cute, puglin, angry, grumpy, and sad. And it's a cool little feature to add a few more sounds to different wolves you come across. So anyway, moving on, we actually got a new recipe for the block lodestone, which before this update it needed a netherite ingot surrounded by 8 chiseled stone bricks, but now you just need 1 iron ingot, which in my opinion is much better. Like seriously, you literally have to travel to the nether, find ancient debris, 4 of them, and also some gold just to make 1 netherite ingot just to make the lodestone. Like that is already hard enough, but thank goodness that it's much easier to make those now. So that way you can always find your way home, assuming you have a compass too. Okay, so now let's head upstairs. So we also got new textures for all 79 spawn eggs. So as you see all around me, these are some of the new textures for the spawn eggs. Which it does give a little bit more personality to the different spawn eggs, and can easily help you tell which ones are the right ones, because for the old textures, yeah, you can sometimes tell which ones are for which, but sometimes you can get some of the spawn eggs confused, which can be a bit annoying. Trust me, it's happened to me a couple times. I would confuse mobs with some other ones. So I don't know, let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think of the new spawn egg textures? Do you like them or do you prefer the old ones? Okay, so let's move on to the next stuff. So now we're going to move on to the stuff that is in this barn, which actually has to do with the new mob variants. So as you can see, we got the regular mobs that you've known for many years. We got chickens, pigs, cows, and sheep. So for the normal variants of the pigs, chickens, and cows, they are classified as temperate variants, which I'll explain later why that is. Which they pretty much spawn by default in certain biomes, where other variants do not. For example, the plains biome is where you would see these regular mobs. Chickens, cows, pigs, and sheep can now spawn in the Badlands, and camels now spawn naturally in deserts. Camels before this update could only be found at the center of desert villages, which only one can spawn per village, and if they were killed, they could not respawn. Which would mean you would have to find another desert village just to find another camo. But with this, they naturally spawn in the desert, so you could find a lot more and not have to rely on finding desert villages to find them, if that makes sense. Okay, so moving on, we're going to talk more about the sheep. So for the sheeps, with certain wool colors, will now spawn depending on the biome they are in. So for temperate biomes, which they pretty much remained the same as before this update came. So for the common sheep color is white in temperate biomes. For uncommon colors, we got black, gray, light gray, and brown. And for the rare sheep color is pink. And for cold biomes, we got the common sheep color is black. Uncommon sheep colors are gray, light gray, white, and brown. And the rare sheep color is still pink. And for warm biomes, the common sheep color is brown. For uncommon, we got gray, light gray, white, and black. And of course, the rare sheep color is pink once more. And by the way, there are new textures for when you shear different color sheep. So actually, let me get myself some shears so I can show you, because I'm gonna shear the dark gray one. So as you can see, it actually matches the color that they were spawned in with. Apart from the white sheep, like, you can see the comparison, which actually is a nice detail. Because before, even though they're different colored sheep, they would still look like this white sheep sheared. So this is a nice little feature for them. So anyway, speaking of cold and warm biomes, we are actually going to talk more about that behind these doors, because we have actually got new mob variants for chickens, pigs, and cows. So on this side we got warm mob variants, and on this side we got cold mob variants. So these are nice looking textures for each of the mobs right here, for the warm side, and also for the cold side. Okay, so now we're going to talk more about the cold biomes in which I speak of. So warm biomes, where the warm variants can spawn, either by naturally or the player. So we got Badlands, Bamboo Jungle, Basalt Deltas, Crimson Forest, which those are nether biomes, Deep Lukewarm Ocean, Desert, Eroded Badlands, Jungle, Lukewarm Ocean, Mangrove Swamp, Nether Wastes, Savannah, Savannah Plateau, Soul Sand Valley, Sparse Jungle, Warm Ocean, Warped Forest, Windswept Savannah, and Wooded Badlands. And as for the warm chickens, they lay a new egg item called the Brown Egg. Which actually, I think one of them has laid one, but I think it probably disappeared. So let me actually get the item. So this is what the brown egg looks like. And it pretty much functions like the regular egg, except that when you throw it, like this... Oops, sorry Mr. Chicken. As you see, you pretty much have a chance to spawn in a baby warm chicken, just like that. Pretty nice, huh? So actually, you fellas can keep that egg. So now we're going to move on to the cold mob variants, and mostly the cold biomes in which these guys can be found in. So here are the cold biomes in which the cold variants can spawn, either naturally or by the player. So we got Cold Ocean, Deep Cold Ocean, Deep Dark, Deep Frozen Ocean, End Barrens, and Highlands. So we also got End Midlands, Frozen Ocean, Frozen Peaks, Frozen River, Grove, Ice Pikes, Jagged Peaks, Old Grove Pine Taiga, Old Grove Spruce Taiga, Small End Islands, Snowy Beach, Snowy Plains, Snowy Slopes, Snowy Taiga, Stony Peaks, Taiga, The End, Swim Sweep Forest, Swim Sweep Gravel Hills, and Swim Sweep Hills. And of course the cold chickens lay a new egg item as well, called the Blue Egg. Which as you can see, they actually laid some of them. Oops. no, Mr. Chicken, you are not supposed to. Hey, get back here. Oh, and they actually laid a blue egg.
Bruh.
Oh my god, why are these chickens escaping? Okay, so anyway, sorry about that. So like the brown eggs, when you throw the blue eggs, as you can see there, they have a chance to spawn in the cold chickens, as you see there. So I'll let you guys keep these eggs for yourselves. Oops. So anyway, that's pretty much all there is to it with the warm and cold variants of these mobs, but we're not done with this video yet. So now we're gonna move on to the final blocks that I've got to show off in this video, so let's head there now. Okay guys, so now we're gonna move on to the blocks that are inside this greenhouse. So we're first gonna start with the ones on this side, then go to this side, and then the ones down here. So first things first, we got the new falling leaf particles, which as you can see coming from these trees right here, and also kind of what you saw at the beginning of this video too. We also got this new leaf block called leaf litters, as you see here. And as you kind of hear, it kind of makes a nice rustling noise when you walk on them. We also got this new flower called wildflowers. This new decorative tree variant called the falling trees. And we also got this new decorative block called the bush. And here are some more details about them. So for the falling leaf particles, all leaves blocks now have a chance of spawning in falling leaf particles. So that means it's not a guaranteed chance, they'll just do it every now and then. And for the new leaf litter, it is a new type of decorative block, and these things can be found in forests, dark forests, and woodland badlands. They can be placed up to 4 pieces in the same block space, as you see right here. So pretty much this is what I mean. So you can do 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can smelt any leaf blocks to get leaf litters. So if you can't find a forest or wherever these leaf litters spawn, you can actually just get any kind of leaf, put them in a furnace, and boom, you'll have your own leaf litter. They can also be used as fuel for smelting. They have a unique block sound if walking on it, as I just said earlier. They can also be used in a composter. So those are the leaf litters, and now we're moving on to the wildflowers, a new type of flower. These flowers can grow in birch forests, old growth birch forests, and meadows. These can be placed up to 4 wildflowers in the same block space, pretty much the exact same deal with the leaf litter. If you use bone meal on wildflowers, it would produce more wildflowers. If a block space is already occupied, then the wildflowers will drop on the ground. So this is pretty much what I mean. Hold on, let me get some bone meal. So this wildflower can have more on it. When you use bone meal, it can pretty much occupy the space like that. But when it's already full, as you can see, this is pretty much what I mean about it will spawn more, just like that. They can also be crafted into yellow dye. So next we got fallen trees, a new decorative variant of trees. There are 4 different variants of the fallen trees: oak, birch, jungle, and spruce. Birch fallen trees have a shorter and longer version of this one, which is the normal one is like about 3 blocks. Some fallen trees can be found decorated with mushrooms or vines. The 4 types of fallen trees can be found in all biomes where their standing tree variants grow, but there are some biomes in which they cannot be found in. Bamboo jungle, flower forest, in which they will have fallen birch trees, not fallen oak trees, grove, meadow, and river. And lastly we got the bush, another new type of decorative block. This can be found in small patches in certain biomes: birch, forest, frozen river, old growth birch, forest, plains, river, windswept forest, windswept gravelly hills, and windswept hills. This can also be used in a composter, and if you use bone meal on a bush, more will grow in a random adjacent space if possible. So this is pretty much what I mean. So when I use bone meal on this bush, as you can see, it'll grow another one if there is available space. And also, the only way you can get a bush is that you need to break them with either shears or a tool with silk touch. So make sure you guys keep that in mind. Okay, so now moving on to this side. So these sort of things can be found in more desert-like areas. So we got new grass blocks called the short and tall dry grass, and also this new flower type called cactus flower. So more on that. So for the short and tall dry grass, they are new types of grass which can only be found in the desert and badlands. Both are only 1 block tall, can be placed on sand, terracotta, dirt blocks, and farmland like dead bushes. They can both be bone mealed. On short dry grass it will grow into tall dry grass, and on tall dry grass it will grow short dry grass in random adjacent spaces if possible. So on short dry grass, into the tall version. Use it on the tall version, you get another short one right next to it. They can both be used in composters, they can be used as fuel for smelting, and sheep can eat both to regrow their wool. So now moving on to the cactus flower. It is a new type of flower which can only grow from cactuses in the desert and badlands, and also if there is space on all 4 sides. You can place the cactus flower on cactuses, farmland, or any block which has a center support at the top of a block. Cactuses have a chance of growing cactus flowers instead of growing taller. For cactuses that are 1 to 2 blocks tall, they have a 10% chance of growing cactus flowers. For 3 block tall or taller cactuses, they have a 25% chance to grow cactus flowers. They can also be used in composters, and cactus flowers can be crafted into pink dye. So kind of a nice little detail to cactuses you find in the desert. Pretty nice. So now we're moving on to the final thing, which is called the firefly bush. Some more info on that. So the firefly bush is a new type of decorative bush block. They can only be found near water in swamps, mangrove swamps, badlands, and near rivers. Glowing firefly particles appear around the firefly bush when it is night. If you use bone meal on a firefly bush, more will grow in a random adjacent space if possible. So like all the other ones, use bone meal on this, another one will grow. They emit a light level of 2, so it's a little bit dim, and they have a chance of playing ambient sounds when certain conditions are met. Which for one, it has to be night, obviously, and it cannot be blocked from above by any collidable blocks except for leaves. So meaning the glass up top, for example. So I'm going to open the roof and also change it to nighttime. And if you listen closely, you can hear what they sound like. You guys hear that? Those are pretty much the ambient sounds of the firefly bush, so it's nice and peaceful, doesn't it, at night? And also the firefly particles are a nice touch as well. And they are also perfect for finding them in swamps too. And yeah, that is pretty much all there is to it to see in the brand new Minecraft 1.21.5 Spring to Life update. And that, my friends, is gonna wrap up for today's video. So if you guys enjoyed this video and want to see more videos like this, make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss another video. Apart from that, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week in another command block tutorial video. Goodbye.